everybody! Today I'm going to be showing you one of my favorite databases. It's called Gale in Context Opposing Viewpoints, and right now we're on the home page. So this database is accessible to anyone in New York State if you have a public library card. And that's why I want to show you over here that you need a public library card to access it. If you're working in a New York school, you can also access it. And I'm sure there are other institutions outside of New York that also subscribe to Gale and have this database. Alright, so I've made it in, and this is what the home page looks like. Right here we have some issues of interest. So we have the mental health. We can also explore the concept of American exceptionalism, vaccines, and here are some issues that we can browse. Now there are other issues that we can search as well. As you can see, we have 469 issues in total, but that doesn't mean that other topics can't come up that we just have to search for. So this database is really great for K-12 educators because it primarily curates news articles. And what it does is it gives you different opposing sides for each news article. But as I mentioned before, not everything is going to have a Gale in Context issue. So let's try an issue right now that isn't included in the Gale in Context issues. So I've just typed in Red Scare into the search box. I didn't do anything fancy. There's no quotation marks. I just wanted to see what we have and whether we have any viewpoints on it. As I mentioned before, this is not in the browsable issues that we have. So as you can see, we have up here the different content types. So we've got primary sources, we've got biographies, we've got some audio sources, some journal sources, and some reference. And right away we can see from the reference sources that the search engine found what I was looking for, right? They understand that I'm talking about the Red Scare. Let's keep going. We have different biographies of leftist people who may have been affected by the Red Scare. And here are some primary sources. And then we've got images and videos. And of course, our audio. Some magazines, news, journals. You can also see right here on each entry, it tells you the date that this was published, the word count, and what the topic might be. Is it an event overview? Is it a topic overview, etc.? It also has a Lexile reading scale, which, depending on your viewpoint, may or may not be helpful. But if you're working with younger children, could be helpful because it will just let you know whether this content is going to be accessible to them. So as you see here, this is purple. This is for level 4. I found this PDF through Google that is from Gale, and this explains the different levels just so everyone can see it. So purple would be for high school levels. As you can also see over here, we have the ability to filter our results, and we have the topic finder. So let's click that and see what comes up. So this is just going to tell us anything that's kind of similar to what we've looked at so far. So I had Red Scare, so we have the US, right? That's where it took place. We have Joseph McCarthy, politics. We have the Communist Party and a little bubble over here under the word party. And this will lead us to some other articles. Let's go ahead and click on this Bernie Sanders article. So this is what a news article generally looks like in Gale in Context. Over here we can see this is published in The Guardian. We have a related subject over here, which can be really great for search, and a more like this. At the bottom, we also have various citation tools. We also have the ability to highlight everything that we read. So I can highlight this and add a note. I'm back on the home page now because I want to browse the issues with you all. Let's try electronic voting. So this is what an issues page looks like. This is one of the Gale approved issues. And I want to show you one of the coolest parts of this database, and that is the viewpoints. So if you go here, you can see that we have different viewpoints for each of these, and I'm just going to go ahead and click it. And right up here we have the article commentary, which is like a little summary of the article. And then we have some questions to help students consider how this topic works while they're reading. Now, what's cool about these topics is you can see we have an article right here, but right next to it in the Explorer, we have an article that, and these are all opinion articles, an article with an opposing viewpoint, right? Voter fraud's not likely. Systems remain vulnerable. I also wanted to show you all a little bit more about the search features in this database. So this is what advanced search looks like. We have the normal keyword or other find options. Person about or person by is kind of unique. So I could put in person about, and I want Bernie Sanders. And then as you can see, I get a bunch of Bernie Sanders content. As you can see down here, we can also filter for what type of content we want. We can also filter by content level, which again could be useful if you're working with younger students. And I like here that it just gives you the search tips. I feel like that's really useful for if a student is searching this database. We also have the ability to search by publication, and it gives you all of the publications that are possible. NPR, and this is what we have for NPR. We can also look at our search history, which is kind of cool. I hope you all get a chance to look at it. Before we leave, I'm going to show you this thing that comes on all of the Gale databases, I believe, and it is the state curriculum, which is pretty fun. So let's go to New York. So as you can see, we can go through each of these curriculum standards, and then if we click See Resources, it brings us to a bunch of articles and things that we can use in our curricular supports. So that's kind of fun. All right, that's it for now. Bye, everyone!